Hello and welcome back. We're going to Dargonus. Dargonus? Yes. One of those. Administratum. Let's go to the Administratum first. I believe... Yeah. I believe that we just have to turn in a couple of signed forms or whatever. Stamped forms. To get Jai her status as like an official trader. In the Imperium or whatever. Not a rogue trader, mind you.
Keep your wits about you.
They haven't closed the door since I was here last. It's funny. Hello. What voice did I give this lady? Jane von Valancius, you have returned. I hope the sacred document I entrusted to you last time has now successfully passed through the approval procedure. Here is your paper, complete with seals. The ocular lenses on the old woman's nose emit a subtle hum as she adjusts the magnification. Yes, oh yes, indeed, it is perfect. The seals are authentic, so we may continue with the certification procedure. Follow me, please. Oh dear. Hello? Now this place looks like hell. Tons of people. A lot of bureaucracy happening. Look at those stacks of paper. Well, that's okay. There's nothing horrible about that. A little horrible, I guess. This is your queue and your ticket. No, there is. The old woman's ocular lenses hum as she zooms in on the paper in her hand. 394. When it is your turn to be seen, the ranking prefect will review your documentation again and sign the official certification for Jai Hidari to possess a Mercatum Tabula Officiale. You will have a bit of a wait, but it will be worth it in the end, yes. Is this some kind of joke? The Master of Seals peers at you over her ocular lenses. Hardly. In accordance with Decree DA58, Clause 201, citizens of the capital world of the von Valancius Protectorate must submit their petitions at one of the assigned windows of the waiting hall. The decree makes no mention of the rogue trader being exempt from this rule. If I must queue, then queue I shall. And I bid you good day. May the law and the Emperor keep you. Please just skip past the waiting.
I always have a backup plan.
Or... Hello?
Always
Oh?
keep your eye on the prize.
That's not what I was looking for, but sure. At one of the windows, she says. Can't click on that guy. There's no one actually there. Where do I go to queue?
Let us not dawdle.
Oh shit. Here? Can't.
Is there money to be made?
Well, what? I don't understand. I will have to stand in queue. Yes, here.
Keep your wits about you.
Crowd hums. Not the first cycle of waiting. Oh.
Rise to the top,
Take your place in the
get
queue.
left in the dust.
The queue hums with thousands of voices. Someone has rolled out bedding and is settling down to sleep. Someone is playing some bizarre musical instrument. Many are praying. Several highborn petitioners are debating who is here on the most important business. You have to admit, the magnificent administrative machinery of the Imperium isn't without its rough edges. Jai smiles sheepishly, eyeing the queue. But what a thrilling adventure is turning out to be, Shireen. I've never seen anything like it before. And sometimes it's good to take a break from constant traveling. And to give all the hot-blooded newcomers a chance to cover themselves in glory with us in the way. I'm going to wait patiently. In the last 8 hours, the only thing that has changed in the waiting hall is the warden shift. The petitioners in the queue placidly await the blessed hour. Their appeal is heard. The entire queue perks up at a sudden announcement. Number 285, proceed to the available window. Throne, take me! What torturous trial have we let ourselves in for? She almost wails in despair. So much precious time lost, and we only moved 3 places ahead. At this rate, we'll be old and grey before we get out of this queue, Shireen. Do you have a better idea? You wound me, Shireen. Jayadari always has a better idea. You would... what would you say to making the good folk ahead of us hurry a little? Just a smidge. Her eyes dart playfully over the faces of the people around you. The simplest way is to make these lowly subjects bow down before the blinding radiance of our title, Shireen. Our title? The second option requires a little more patience. I've already found our first the compassionate citizen who is standing 50 places ahead of us in the queue. Simply offer the right words to unlock his heart, and he will gladly swap tickets with you. And also, you have the power to solve the problems of some petitioners, removing their need to visit a coveted window. After all, is there anything an ordinary citizen could want that is beyond the power of the conqueror of the stars to grant? This fucking game, dude. We shall solve the problems of the common people. A wise decision, Shireen. Gold traders always say, if you can solve a problem with hard cash, then that's just the cost of doing business. Am I gonna lose profit factor? Jai gives you a conspiratorial wink and backs away slightly. Oh, exalted one, could today be in my lucky day? No longer will I have to stand in this hall waiting day and night for my turn to come. For this kind lady of House von Valancius is a benefactor of the downtrodden, as she has solved my problem. She's putting on a show, I get it. Esteemed lady, take pity on this poor youth as well. Oh, he's a young worker. I will give you everything I have, I swear before the Emperor. Only help me solve my problem. We do not need everything, you poor wretch. Only your place in the queue. I'm gonna listen to him. Young man in worn work overalls comports himself with unusual grace for a commoner. My lady, I have been in this queue for 24 moons already. You've been in this queue for 2 years? Trying to get a permission slip to wed my fiancée Zazie. Unfortunately, the servants of the administratum refused to grant it without the signature of a highborn sponsor. Hello? Out of my way! Elbowing aside onlookers left and right, a richly dressed lady with a beauty mark augment, a beauty mark augment above her lip charges toward you. Esteemed lady, my 8th offspring has lost his mind. He has decided to renounce his family, his noble title, and his talent as a healer for the sake of some tattered waif from the mid-levels. A union with a commoner will put an end to his studies at the university. But should Dargonus in the Officio Medicae be deprived of a capable chirurgeon because of a passing fancy? Saucy is a healer too, and she helped the people of the hive a great deal more than any lily-white chirurgeon with a diploma. I do not know what life of idleness. I do not want to live a life of idleness in the spires of Dargonus like you. Not when I know there are thousands of unfortunate people in the lower levels who need my help. Dang. I don't know how much I'm willing to spend. Profit factor? I have no interest in your little drama. I will sign the paper if you require a sponsor. Thank you, my lady. I promise I will tell my children and my children's children of your kindness. You have an interesting way of doing business, Shireen. I'll keep that in mind. I lied with interest as he watches the young petitioner leave. Decrepit old... You are, after allowing a brief pause, a hunched ragamuffin. A ragamuffin? Okay, approaches you. The old man's toothless mouth breathes out a putrefying cloud of air as he speaks only 3 words. Death for life. Is this an assassination attempt? Jai peers over the man's shoulder to read his crumpled form. You are here to request mortification so that your organs go to your granddaughter as an inheritance. She will hardly want your worn-out body parts, old-timer. Servitor, this proposal. Awareness. Only now do you notice the tattoo on his right hand. Symbol of the Adeptus Administratum and several interlocking chains. Seems this old fellow is the property of a prefect of this palace. Jai looks at the man's form again and rears back in horror. The granddaughter of this poor wretch was turned into a servitor 6 in Dargonus years ago, and after a recent accident, she was listed for disposal. Now this old man is volunteering to be a spare parts for a soulless tin can. May the exalted one keep me from such a fate. Oh god, I can't spend too much. Oh god. She's a servitor. She's gone already. She's lobotomized. She's effectively dead. I can't be fucking blowing my profit factor. I feel like this is a test of character that I'm failing. This I feel like the goodness of my heart is being tested and found wanting. It's a video game, dude. Look, all I'm saying is that every 5th voyage through space, we have a bunch of people just dying randomly to warp shenanigans. People are so plentiful, and their problems, however large, so small for me, a rogue trader. Everything I'm saying is making it worse. I'll just do this. He's about to die. He's decrepit. He's a decrepit old man. He might as well be a servitor. I will give the order for your granddaughter to be repaired, but if you wish to be with her forever, you will also be subject to servitude in perpetuis. The old man nods in understanding. Yes, I understand. Emperor, watch over you. I'm not being a very good person. What's the next problem? Interesting. So that is how the ruler of worlds and all the stars in the sky acts when she finds an unfortunate on the edge of her magnificent orbit. She nods pensively and beckons the next petitioner forward. 3! A mature woman in finely made out but threadbare dress greets you. I heard you were helping those in need. She's a wealthy lady. Well, my family, it's devastated. My life's work. Oh, my shop is selling rare hats, burned to ashes. I'm living out my last years as a widow. Alone in a cold, deserted manor, without servants, diversions, a delicacies befitting my status. You can get fucked. Ooh, I like this. I'm not entirely... it's fine. I think I get what this is saying, the first sentence. What you want is a life that is meaningless and full of despair. Perhaps it is time you turn to faith, sister. The woman's eye go round in surprise. Why, I think you're right. What do I want with a tumble-down manor house full of rats? And a depressing view from the window? My whole life I have dreamt of interplanetary travel. A pilgrimage. That's it. I'll sell the house and what's left of the shop. And I'll buy a one-way ticket. And Emperor willing, I will die happy before my savings run out. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Honestly, the only thing I'm not entirely... The first two I'm like on the fence about. What's the next one? Well, that was amusing. I paid off the last few onlookers who were willing to give up their place. It's a pity they aren't also amenable. She inspected the ticket she now holds in her and nods with satisfaction. We moved forward considerably in the queue, Shireen. But you aren't ready to stop here, are you? I'll be honest, Shireen. I already tried to convince Heinrichs to use his interrogator's rosette. With sweet words and pretty songs I cajoled and wheedled. But he remains unmoved, like a rock whipped by the wings. What? Perhaps he will be more amenable to a request from you. Sister Argenta, for instance. Jai's voice becomes noticeably warmer. She could engage the people in a prayer or tell a story about some saint or other in exchange for their queue tickets. The people will be amazed if you show them your tamed Xenos. They'll drop everything they're holding, including their tickets, and come to goggle at her. I guarantee it. Wait patiently. Another 8 planetary hours go by. The queue has hardly moved. The adept is in the rebelling machines, persons, cottages, petitioners from that queue over the... Oh, fuck off. What the fuck is this quest, dude? You're a saint, senseless, can't we hear? Fuck, fine, tricks. Prefer to call it my wisdom, learned through many years' experience. But I don't care about the precise wording just now. How do you wish to proceed? That's an 84. Earliet? Sister Argenta, I believe these people have been gripped by despondency. A sermon from one of his daughters could restore them to their determination. You were thinking about this as well? Argenta's gaze is as clear as the midday sky. Words of faith can heal any wound, even those that bleed naught but doubt. I will help these people. Great, perfect, amazing, sick. Closer brothers and sisters, I'm about to tell you the truth, Faye. Dude, this sucks, but it sucks in a funny way. I appeal to Saint Justina. 2 hours. As they say on Efreet, there is no star more coveted than that which points to the Exalted One. She casts a sidelong glance at the sister battle as the latter holds out several numbered tickets to you. These were given to me in thanks by the poor souls who decided to abandon the vigil in this palace of the law and return to their worldly matters. You moved forward considerably in the queue, Shireen, but you aren't ready to stop there, are you? Iliad, I need you to serve as a distraction. The Eldari's clear gaze surveys the crowd. Lantak, I will do this, but only because you helped me to leave Janus. If any monkey tries to touch me, I will end them as ruthlessly as one uproots a weed. Keimurage, Lantak, I will not do this, but I will do this one. Get a look at that freakazoid. He's really disgusting. Oh! Oh! Oh, is she fucking pickpocketing? Fucking fine. Kimershaun brush Kordo. Such humiliation for a child of a Surian to be nothing but a beast for monkey to gawp at. Look at it this way, my point-eared and elegant xeno-friend. You have gained more intimate knowledge of the Imperium's culture. And I have got us a ticket that puts us a few places ahead in the queue. I didn't steal it, I simply swapped it with ours when no one was looking. God damn it. We moved Fine. Heinrichs, this is a perfect opportunity to make use of your privileged status. After all, you do not wish to suspend your mission for several cycles, do you? Casting his eyes over the waiting hall, Heinrichs heaves a resigned sigh. Me too. It would be unpardonable to waste so much time here. In the name of the Holy Inquisition, I order you to let this lady through. It is your sacred duty to the Imperium to comply. Inquisition, what a show, the Inquisition. Here we go, we know you're wishing that we'd go away. But the Inquisition's here and is here to stay. Wait, fuck, I think I fucked that up. The Inquisitor, wishing that we go away. But the I don't know. I kind of lost the melody. Here, this is what you were so desperate to obtain. Heinrich sold out 3 queue tickets dropped by the petitioners fleeing the very sight of the interrogator. Do not ask me to resort to such tricks again. The hum of activity returns. Petitioners exchange glances over skull 3rd time. Oh! You realize that the number being called out by the server skull for the 3rd time is the one on your ticket. Well, that went faster than I expected. We had a little bit of a wait, of course, but at times it was actually fun. He smiles wearily. One last seal, one more certification, and you will be looking at official trade representative Jai Haidari. What are you waiting for, Shireen? Let's go. We have another couple hours with the certification officer to get through. Man, this is fucking hell. Certification officer leans over the document, his smoothly shaven head gleaming, his augmented ocular eyes swirl as the lenses zoom in and out. With quiet scratching sounds, the cogita quills that serve in place of the officer's fingers make notes on a fine sheet of paper. The document is hereby certified, says the rasping voice through the metal jaw which is integrated in his vox. The metal jaw with its integrated vox, okay. Return to the Master of Seals in order to proceed, and may his light and his wisdom guard you. Next! Jesus Christ. I'm not doing that shit again. No. That is in fact not the correct way. Here.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
There's a whole fucking thing in here? The Temple of Law and Order greets you, Jane von Valancius. You have returned with all the necessary paperwork, I presume. Here, all of the seals placed by a certification officer. Wonderful. The Emperor blessed you with patience greater than that apportioned to ordinary mortals. I don't know about that. Allow me to verify the authenticity of your documents for the final time. The old woman holds the documents close so that they are almost touching her nose. Mechanical ocular lenses clicking incessantly. Yes, yes, confirmed. Everything is in order. And this one? Ah, the seal is smudged slightly. Don't fucking... Jai's smile evaporates, revealing her true emotions. Void scorpion scratch out my eyes, now what? I suppose I can overlook it, given that the rest has been certified correctly and promptly. Congratulations, Jai Hidari, you are now the holder of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale. Do not forget to repeat the certification process every 100 Terran cycles. Every 100 days? Uphold the law of the Imperium proudly and honorably in the worlds of the Corona's expanse. And one more thing, loss of the certificate is a grievous transgression, Mistress Hidari. Lose the original document and you will be unable to regain your status as an official trade representative, not even with the rogue trader's endorsement. Yes, yes, esteemed Damar. Give me the certificate already, come on. Jai's art dart over the Mercatum Tabula Officiale and shine with delight. Praise the exalted one who saw me through all these trials, Shireen. I saw you through these trials, shut the fuck up. This is something to tell the grandchildren about. Our humble mortal became a trade representative of the Imperium. Let's not bother the Damar any longer, Shireen. Why don't we discuss our next steps on the ship? Okay, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, god damn it. That's I don't know how to feel about that quest. Oh right, we took damage last time we had space combat, or maybe we did it in the warp, I don't know. I should probably address that though. Come on. Where the fuck you at?
Shireen, light of my eyes, giver of boons and savior of the needy. From now on, two sons will grace the firmament of the Von Valancius Protectorate. One bright and powerful like the rogue trader herself, and the other slightly more humble, like her unassuming partner, the diligent owner of the Mercatum Tabula Officiale, and all around the light, Jai Hidari.
Yeah.
As I promised before, my crew will be your eyes and ears across the entire expanse, Shireen. Just give them time. And of course, the assistant to official trade representative Jai Hidari is already rushing to Dargonis to deliver goods of rare and exquisite quality to you and your people, O mistress of many worlds. And once again, thank you, Shireen, from the bottom of my humble heart.
Enjoy your freedom, Jai. I see you have found it much to your taste.
A taste that is sweeter than honey, and more titillating than the scent of steamy, young bodies, Shireen.
Oh. Jai flashes a conspiratorial smile, leans forward and shamelessly holds your gaze, completely disregarding the officer's disapproving looks as she waits for your reply. Sure. How can I resist such temptation? I hope you don't mind, and give her a little kiss.
I most definitely am not opposed, Shireen.
She greedily kisses you to the indignant murmurs of your audience.
The sweetness of your lips, Shireen, clouds the mind better than Calixian wine on a balmy day. But you did not think I would just let you go, did you? A humble gift in return for all the trouble. May the Exalted One keep watching over the path that you tread.
Small parcel. I'll see you later.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Huh. The wearer ends their turn. Remove bunch of shit. Toughness bonus, temporary wounds. Not that interested. Did that put a lid on her quest then? Celebrate her acquisition with a crew on footfall. Okay.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen. Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence? Or do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale?
What's this? Haven't we just done this?
Oh, Shireen, thank you for such generosity. I will humbly wait until you steer your vessel towards Dargonus. The Mercatum Tabula of... Oh, You are spoiling
Okay,
me with the splendor
I
of your
guess I
presence
had
again,
some
Shireen.
a
Have you
dialogue
decided
option
to
I
treat
hadn't
your soul
done,
to the fruits of
which
my
for some reason is still
eloquence? Or
available.
do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale?
I wish to discuss Argenta. She seems to have gotten under your skin, am I right?
Argenta? What could be more beautiful than the sight of a sister of battle, whose mere presence casts light in the dark corners of lost souls such as mine? But alas, what remains of my sanity is telling me that poor Jai can only admire the radiance of this angel, forsaking any hope of ever touching her wings.
Oh, is that what gets you about her? Huh. Oh well. Get off my ship, Space Marine. Jesus Christ. Superstar. Do 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 do. Do do do. I'm going to make a hard save. I really hope that I'm not locking out. What do we have left? We have, you know, we have the celebration. We have we gotta talk to that guy. Look for a cache on footfall. Not a lot of stuff. I'm just hoping none of that goes away if I try to advance the story at this point. People for profit factor. Why do everyone want people? I don't want to give people. Fuck, don't go around it. Oh, the administratum is just straight up gone. Fair enough. Come on now. Come on, I just wanna... I kinda dislike that there's a second, like, loading door. Why can't I just go in the palace immediately? Oh well. maybe talk to Scalander first. Hello. Okay, maybe not then. Oh, still got that shit going on. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. I've done that. Right? I've done that on fucking all the planets. Right? Lord Captain, a disturbing report has come from the quarters of Viabos 6. The slave laborers have lost their minds. They forgot how to use tools, they huddle together, and continue to stare aimlessly into space, even under the lashes of the whips, ruining the mining deadlines. Oh no, my slaves. Some people get obsessed with using their nails to claw out the blasphemous symbols on the tools, on the machines, and even on their own bodies. The most mad have painted the walls of several mines from floor to ceiling with the symbols and then gone off deep into the mining tunnels. None of them could be found. The wardens consider it performance or to divert attention away from escapees and from the escapes and an impending rebellion. What are those symbols being scratched out by the slaves? It is hard to give these drawings any sort of intelligible definition. Unnaturally round circles connected by lines. The lines are interrupted by groups of dots. The patterns can sometimes follow some sort of logic and sometimes be unique. I can provide pics of them. After examining the pic, you realize that the symbols are connected through a strange logical sequence. Logic test. What do my advisors have to say? Spotting an intriguing pattern in the drawing of the symbols left by the prisoners. Hypothesis. They have a practical purpose, requesting access to the mines and the right to investigate the specimen for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Disappearing prisoners? What is the point of running away from a penal servitude if the entire world is a prison cell? No, Shireen, these ashmags have found some sort of smuggling tunnel network and are hiding there. And the drawings are their secret language, which they use to give orders to their fellow prisoners. I know some guys who can find secret places and decipher these languages. If the slaves will continue to disappear for no reason, then unrest will soon follow. Whether out of fear of disappearing themselves or out of hope for the possibility of escape. To stifle this, we have to put pressure on the slaves' leaders. My experience suggests that such people can hold much more sway than any warden. Okay. +7 logic. Peculiar trinket. What is a round? The sum of the character's turn. Oh, okay. This item is kinda cool, but also not really. There's better options. And that's very limited. in utility. Fuck it. Either of these, like from a role-playing perspective, all of these are like fine. The servants of the Omnissiah are allowed to research any slaves that demonstrate odd behavior. There is no sacrifice more worthy than the one done in the name of the search for knowledge. The wise servants of the Omnissiah have interrogated the strange prisoners. Research on their brain tissue did not reveal any mutations. Those laborers who have completely lost their utility have been granted servitorization in order to maintain production levels. But it seems in the end something was found after all. The drawing of the prisoners have been too systematic. They could not simply be gibberish. The sets of repeating elements of the dashes and dots are far too similar. But if it indeed was a secret language, then judging by its complexity and the impossibility of decoding it, the language was definitely not created by a convict. Lord Captain, the minds of the Abos 6 are once again in turmoil. Oh, is this a different... At the depths of level MD Zeta 05, the warders have discovered a mountain of mutilated bodies, as if crushed by the millstones of the mining machines. All the dead are convicts. The guards believe that there is a cult of heretics operating in the ranks of the slaves, offering human sacrifices. The convicts themselves claim that this atrocity was committed on the order of the superintendent to rid the prisoners of the more inconvenient prisoners. The superintendent tried to reason with a mob of slaves, but was mauled to death instead. Mountain of mutilated bodies. His desecrated remains were found inside the cells where the prisoners were being tortured during the interrogation of the strange convicts. The wardens may have managed to isolate the rebels inside the mining facilities, but an assault would result in high losses of workforce. On the other hand, the slaves are ready to lay down their weapons, cease this violence, and repent if the rogue trader would only demonstrate some compassion toward their plight, possibly by reforming some of the more severe punishments. Then who killed those people who were found in the mines? Unknown. The riot made the investigation more difficult. Maybe it was the work of the superintendent, or maybe there is a cell of the cult of the Final Dawn operating among the prisoners. But there is an oddity on the few pics that the wardens managed to scrounge together. Using your imagination a little, you can see a certain pattern in the scattered bodies, one that is remotely similar to one of these difficult prisoners had been drawing. What think you, my officers and advisors? Shireen, if the governor and a pack of wardens cannot handle their duties, should they not take the place of their wards? And could there not be a worthy administrators among those who oppose them, those who could do better? A mob of commoners has mauled a nobleman who had attempted to reason with them. How awful! Perhaps the underground madness has spread among them and assumed a new form, turning them into monsters in the process. It would be cruel to kill them if this was the case. It is much more humane to dissect their brains in order to well-meaningly deduce their ferocity and inclination toward disobedience. It had once been done by my house when the serfs had rebelled in their ignorance, a rather merciful step. I do not care about the wardens, the convicts or their problems. I care about the dead bodies. Who left them? That is the important question. If the bodies are not destroyed yet, then we can conduct a divination. The ritual is not very appetizing, but a psyker, not on the squeamish side, could learn more about their death. Jesus, lots of options. Punish the whole prison, send them to the mine. Jesus. Oh. That's a pretty cool bonus. I can't do it though. That's not bad. These are both pretty good role-playing options. I want to know the truth, though. Idira, have them find a psychic strong enough to determine the truth about the killer from the victim's remains. I am genuinely relieved that I will not have to take part in this dirty business. The man found among the prisoners was not a sanctioned psychic, but was gifted enough to perform a ritual sent to the colony by Idira. While digging through the intestines of the dead body and mumbling something to himself, he had seen the dark figure that had committed this vile deed. The vision had stripped away his mind, leaving him an incontinent loon. Although he was now unable to describe it clearly, it was clear that the figure was not human. The riot has subsided. Okay, another one. Great. Lord Captain, the astropathic choir have caught glimpses of horrifying visions coming from Via Boss 6. Something has breached the colony from underground. Soon after a new sector... From underground? Do we have gene stealers? Soon after a new sector of deep tunnels had been put into operations, it was overrun by monsters. They lurk in the darkness, swarm in the shadows, attack quietly, and leave nothing in their wake, consuming flesh, plasteel, and rockreed. Okay, maybe not gene stealers. The churning of 1,000 claws heralds their approach. Maybe gene stealers? I don't fucking know, dude. And desperate cries can be heard in the silence of the tunnels. Praise be to the Golden Throne, these creatures do not seem to be interested in getting to the surface. However, they have seized several active mines and are doing Emperor only knows what. What are those creatures? None who face them have survived to tell the tale. The frightened workers call them a swarm because they crawl along the tunnel like a wake. They say the enemies are vast in numbers and are insect-like. One of the workers, who was lucky to survive an attack, has since come up to the surface. The horror drove him mad, but he held a wrench covered with strange engravings. The pattern was exactly the same as the one the mad convicts had been etching into the walls. What think my advices? The threat is unknown. Establishing the nature of the threat is top priority. I'm kinda with you on that. Collateral losses are insignificant. Requesting authorization to coordinate an offensive operation to be carried out by penal battalions in order to determine the nature of the attack. We have to block off this threat and protect the people. To do this, we must blow up the tunnels. But to make sure the plan works, it has to be done in zones currently occupied by this unknown enemy. I'm sure that a dozen brave men can be found in the colony, once willing to accept the grace of martyrdom and descend into the darkness with explosives. Man, I don't know. Fucking fine. Choose convicts ready to atone for their misdeeds through the honor of martyrdom. Give them explosives and send them to blow up the tunnels. We will seal our enemies underground. Heed my words, for I ask of you to kindle the flames of faith in your chest against which no corruption can withstand. Making a sign of the Aquila with their hands, a dozen martyrs wearing explosive vests have descended into the darkness. Their belief carried them forward toward their gracious death in his name. A series of tremors shook the mines, and the monstrous roars of crumbling earth filled the empty tunnels. Clouds of toxic smoke have erupted from the depths of the mines. The blockage of stone and dirt has separated people from these terrible invaders, whoever they were. Nothing more? Okay. Not now, at least. I'm kind of at a loss. I thought by now that I would... maybe this needs to happen. I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out next time. Let's go back to the ship. I guess I can just fly over to Footfall and hope that something happens in the meanwhile that triggers progression of the main quest. How about that? Come on. There we go. Yeah, this place is too big. The load screen in the middle. Not ideal, I'd say. Oh well, I will see you next time. Actually, let me repair hull done. See you next time.